Oh, what a good. We're live. It's 7 o'clock on a Thursday, and this is it. How you doing, Mitchell and Inessa?
Very good. I want to say the happy Hanukkah for people who celebrating.
Oh, thank you.
Wish everything best.
Yeah, look, let's try and bring. It's the Festival of Lights.
Yes.
So let's see if. Well, I've always thought that this program that we do kind of tries to bring light in the darkness. What do you think, Mitchell?
I think you're very, very correct in what you say, and I hope that's what transpires to the audience. That we bring a little bit of light, even if it's only a smidgen for the time being, and it just expands.
Well, you know, a little bit of light can disperse a lot of darkness. Let's get back in about 30 seconds. So here we are back again, and we're talking this week about customer service. Yeah, you know, I've always thought that this show is a little bit about social commentary. You know what I mean? Like we're kind of saying things I think that a lot of people don't want to say or are too scared to say sometimes. What do you think?
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. And it's a really good subject for us to be talking about, because I am sure that everyone, including Inessa and Dove, myself included, and the audience, have all had an experience with some form of customer service, be that from your GP to the phone contract, to the gas, electric, to your BT broadband, whatever it is, we've all experienced that. Press 2.
Yeah.
Press 3. You're out in a queue. Hold. Sorry, press 4. Eventually,
Yeah,
you get somewhere.
and I find it's extremely annoying, of course, because, you know, recently I had, you know, just this week, really, I was had to deal with British Gas, and I don't mind mentioning them because I think hopefully they're listening. You know, British Gas, and usually I've got no problems, right? But when you get no problems, you don't need customer service, right? So I'm paying my money. I don't have a problem with that. They don't have a problem taking it, and that's all goes hunky dory. But it doesn't seem to be registering in their system that I'm paying the money. I get an email back that says you've paid and everything's fine. So it's registered from that point of view, but it doesn't seem to register in their system. So I thought I'll give them a call just to make sure. I don't want it in 6 months' time to call me up and they say, you know, hey, you've not been paying gas for 6 months, you know. So but I can't get through. So, you know, they give me the COVID thing at the beginning that it might take longer than usual and all this. I don't know why it needs to take longer than usual. You know, I mean, it's phone systems.
Yeah.
So you could be all over the world. People are sometimes giving service from India. It doesn't, you know, what difference does it make? And then, you know, in the middle of nowhere, they're like, "What's your customer number?" I've got no idea what my customer number is, you know. So eventually just hang up, just get annoyed. You know?
Yeah. I mean, Inessa.
Yeah, I have like really bad experience, right? I bought a smartwatch from Samsung, which is big company. You think it's very responsible company. So I got the newest smartwatch. I never had smartwatches before. I just never used. I saw like, do I need really or I don't need? But then I saw like, okay, I will try something fancy, counting calories. So literally, when I bought this watch, I realized they count in every day the same calories. Doesn't matter if I'm exercise, no exercise. Of course, if I put some program, they put more calories or less. But I saw like it can't be. Even I walk in, sometimes I walk faster, sometimes I walk slower. So what I did, I took the watch off my wrist, I put on the table, and I check every day, 12 o'clock, same amount of the calories. So when I wake up, it shows you 300 calories without me. I didn't connect to phone. I didn't connect to nowhere. They say like 300 calories, then 12 o'clock, 600 calories. And so I realized is they're broken, is they sent me the first one. It's not like, they doesn't work properly. So I called the customer service, explained the situation. They said, okay, we will take to fix it. I said, why do you need fix it if it's already you sold me like this, so it's probably from the factory, some damages. No, we don't have this policy. It was difficult to communicate with them. So I explained all this long story. The customer service and the courier, they took my watch. After 1 week, they brought back, I couldn't switch on watch. So I had to again stay on the line 1 hour, 1 hour on the line in the queue, then 30 minutes, explain the whole again situation, what's happened. They said, oh, okay, well, we're gonna take it back to fix. I said, why you have to fix new watch? No, we don't have any policy to return. We're gonna take this watch. So they took watch back. Then they brought again. They again didn't work. So they took 3 times. Third time, they fixed it, kind of fix it. They brought, I didn't put on my wrist, like I'm gonna double check if it works now. I put on my table, they back to the first position, like 300, 600 calories. So I start to really complain. I say, I need to talk to your manager. You don't know what to do. Speak to the technical team. I said, okay. Technical team said to me, speak to the shop. So they literally start to like me push me from one way to another way. So I just couldn't sort out. And it was like 2 months. And I paid like, how much I paid? Almost £400 I paid for this watch. And for 2 months, it was just back and forward, back and forward. So I start to write letter to them, no response. So only one thing I sorted out, I find this company, which is called Resolution Center. So through this Resolution Center, it's free of charge. They helping people to resolve different problems like legal or problems with the watch or file stuff. And so they contact to Samsung. Then manager straight away called me because they probably have a power. And they said, oh, don't worry, we're really sorry. We're going to collect watch. We're going to refund you money. I said, thank you very much. It's after, I don't know, 100 calls, 100 explanation, 100 hours of my time. Yeah. And this is just because they sold me a broken watch.
So the resolution, that is sounds amazing. How do you get in touch with them?
So Resolution Center, if you type on the online, I forgot exactly how I have written down. I should probably bring for this meeting tonight. Because I start to search different options. So when I typed online, it's called the Resolution Center, but I forgot the exact website name. But if you just type Resolution Center, I'm not sure how it's called. So they really helps you to sort out with the different things. With big company, with small company, with the lawyers, with the banks, with the whatever problem you have. So they try to sort out this problem for you.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so they contact to the company, and then company communicate with you through that message through the Resolution Center. Is if the company not replying, that they make a complaint. So they literally is the third party which helps you to sort out the problem.
Okay, so I don't know if you found it. A few
Yeah,
different centers.
when I will find, I will put in the comment after when we finish and the video will come online. I will put in the comments was the company, was the website, and they're free of charge. They don't charge anything.
That's really important. That's really important. Mitchell, if you have a complaint against a company, would you normally complain or just leave and go to another company? What do you tend to do?
I had an issue with my phone, and I eventually spoke to who I needed to speak to, and the only thing that they did for me on that one was they gave me 6 months at a reduced. They gave me 6 months half price. So I stuck with it. Depends. I guess it depends on the. A prime example, and I'm still at the moment contemplating what I'm going to do. With my Virgin broadband, because obviously, like a lot of people, I have to work from home, and obviously speaking to patients and everything else and the stuff that we do, I need to have my internet up and running. And on the weekend, it was a Saturday, my Virgin broadband went down, and on the Sunday, I have an app on my phone. You speak to them, and they just said, "Oh, it'll be resolved by 10 o'clock on Sunday morning." 10 o'clock Sunday morning, it'll be resolved by 12 o'clock today. 12 o'clock went up to 3 o'clock, then it went into Monday, then it went into Tuesday, then it went into Wednesday. Now, I did not receive anything from them with regards to an apology, with regards to I was without internet for 5 days solid, and my phone where I live, the reception is awful. So it made things just really, really challenging. And I still did not get a response, a reduction of it, nothing. They did not offer one thing. So as it stands right now, with regards to that, I'm still contemplating what my next move is with regards to, am I going to stay or am I going to go? I'm just, at the moment, I'm still contemplating that.
Well, I found out that more than 90% of customers who are dissatisfied with the product will never complain. They just leave. Right? Now, that's incredible. It means that, you're just got that. First of all, for the company, they're not going to get a chance to, most of the time, to even try to make up, to try and help their customers, because the customers are just leaving, which means that, in my opinion, companies really need to step up their customer service to hold on to their customers. I mean, there's a lot of, for instance, I don't know if you've had a situation, but like with insurance companies, for instance, you become a customer of an insurance company, a year later, they put the price up. And it's cheaper if you're a new client, and it gets more expensive if you're a loyal client.
Yeah,
I mean, that just seems wrong. It just seems the wrong way around. So I don't understand. The question is, would you pay more, both of you, would you pay more if you got better customer service? Would you be willing to pay more for it?
I would pay more because I think it saves your time. Like, it's really massively save your time. Also, your nerves as well. And all this frustration, because some people can just easily give up, say like, okay, it's fine. Like, I'm probably, because I'm a stubborn person, I say like, okay, it's not just now about money. I just gonna get what I want to get to the end. But I would pay for better customer service, for much easy, and for at least they're gonna put notice and communicate between them. They don't have communication even between them. All the time you call, you have to explain again and again and again the same things.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's a good point, actually. That's the one thing I would say is, generally, if I'm speaking to someone, I ask them, "Are you writing this down?" And they'll say, I'll say, "You need to write it down, because if I have to call back and I get a different person on the phone, when they go into my account, at least if there's something written down with the time and date, it gives them a record of what we discussed, and it just cuts out so much time, because you end up spending." If I think about it, I can spend, I've been on hold before for 25 minutes. I was an example today. I called 3 today, my phone provider, and because I had an issue with my reception, and it's been going on for ages, and I just keep letting it go, switching to my Wi-Fi, and eventually I just thought, I'm paying. Forget this. Let's just deal with it. So I spoke to them today, and the first person I spoke to, I said to them, I'm having an issue with my network, and they go. So I'm talking to them, and they've got my phone number, and they said, "Oh, we'll switch it to your your mobile data and switch off your Wi-Fi." I said, "But I might lose you." "Yeah, that's fine." Did it? Phone got cut off. Did they call me back? No. So then I have to call again. Press 1, dum. Press 2, dum. Press 4, dum. Then you're waiting for someone to pick up. Eventually, someone picks up, and they say, "Oh, can I help you? Security code." this code, this pass, address, go through all that again. Then I have to explain to that person exactly the same thing I explained previously. So it becomes frustrating. But with this gentleman, I said, if we get cut off, can you please call me back, please? Because your last colleague did not do that. And it's very frustrating as a consumer to having to keep calling someone back when basically you're meant to be providing a service. And actually, I got cut off twice with this person, and they did call me back every time.
Well, I don't know if I don't like, I can see the value. If you're paying a little bit extra and you're getting good service, you'll feel good at the time. That's great. But I actually don't like when we're charged for it. Like some phone lines say, this is your customer service line, but it costs, I don't know, £1 a minute or whatever it is. Sometimes there's things I really, really don't like that. Because I actually think that companies should provide customer service for free, and it should be good, and we should get answered quickly. But not everybody thinks like that. It seems that I'm in the real minority, because like Inessa, 86% of consumers are willing to pay up to 25% more for a better customer service. I don't know if I am. I really don't think so.
Well, let me put this to you, Dove. So then, with regards to what you've just said, surely all that means is, from a customer service perspective, if you was to say, okay, let's not answer our phone so much, then we'll charge them more. Let's charge them more. We'll earn more. We'll get more revenue. And then we can continue to do that, generate more revenue. I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know if that's what's being done, but it is a way of, and it shouldn't be, because as you say, even with regards to a GP surgery, it's customer service. That can be just as frustrating, especially since March of this year to date, what everyone's been experiencing. It's a nightmare to speak to a GP. And what I'm trying to say is, it's also about, I guess, what I think is there should be a monitoring or a governing body that there has to be about how you communicate with people in general, at least with a bit of empathy.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can, I did, for example, when Inessa was having problems with her phone, I decided to call on her behalf. I spoke to an individual who actually turned around to me and had already told me they're not at work. And then they turned around to me and said, my manager's busy at the moment. They're on the shop floor. I said, but how do you know they're on the shop floor? I said, because you just told me you're working from home. I said, and I can hear that noise in the background, you're working from home. So I said, how can you say? And I literally caught this person out, and they tried to defend them. And I said to them, I said, you've actually just blatantly lied to me. You blatantly lied to me. But just things like that is, it becomes. So I agree with you. I don't think you should have to pay more. I don't think you should have to. I think that customer service should be a given. If you sell a product, be it from gas, electric, but because certain companies have a big monopoly, I think it's just a given.
Yeah, it seems to be. And I found out, and this I think is the danger. The danger is that companies think they're giving superior service, but and 80% of companies think they're giving a brilliant service, but only 8% of customers think that they're getting a good service. So there's a bit of a dissonance here, right? And, they might be charging for it. They might be, and they're thinking, oh yeah, they're giving a good, but we're paying for nothing. And that really, really annoys me, because it's the most frustrating thing in the world is this press 1, press 2, press 3, give me this, give me that, give me that. It would be okay if the whole thing only took a few seconds and you were into a customer service human being and everything went well. Or if you want to pay by credit card, you just pop in your numbers, you don't have to speak to anybody, then that's fine too. But most of the time, I think we really need a human being that's empathetic, a human being that has a little bit of brains that can help you work out things, and not just what happens to Inessa, pass from pillar to post,
But then I guess the other thing, I don't know, Inessa, maybe you might, what do you think about the fact that sometimes people on the other end of the phone, especially a customer service, but someone who's delivering customer service, at the end of the day, they're just someone picking up the phone. And sometimes I can imagine that when someone's quite irate about something they're not getting that they're paying for, that they'll project that onto the individual on the other phone who's not really in control of anything. They're just there trying to, they're just doing their job. So I think that they can then get the backlash of everything, whereas the people it's really about, they're protected, they're away from all. So to some degree, I don't know. Inessa, what's your thoughts on the person on the other end of the phone who you're talking to? Let's just say you're frustrated. Do you think, that sometimes they get a raw deal? Because I don't know how much they get paid to do what they do. I have no idea.
Well, I think if the people sign for some job, they're getting wages, they have at least to use the job and use all the job, like not just reading from the piece of paper. This is the rules. That's it. And they don't even listening to you because they can frustrate other person because person frustrated. It's not like you can knock the door to the office and come and speak and show, right? Because everything online, is unreachable. So I think sometimes they have to listen person. And sometimes, as I was saying, one time I was really rude to customer service. Like, how rude? I just saying, can you use please your logic here? Because the person I was talking about fraud on my bank account, and she said, this is the fraud. I said, so she said, you have only two options. Or we're going to return your money, or we're going to block that account which just took your money, right? I said, just return my money. It wasn't a big amount of the money, but I just said, return my money. So like, okay, so if you return money, that company going to take again your money back. I said, so what is the option? One or another. I said, can you choose two? No. I said, so, okay, if I block my card, how can I return my money? Call that people. I said, these people no exist. I checked by the transaction. This company, they nowhere, they no exist. You can't find online. It's because it's fraud, right? The spam. She was listening to me, said, so what would you like to do? I said, what would you suggest me to do? So, are you going to call company? So she kept telling me, call the company. So I become frustrated. And I said, excuse me, can you please use your, not just professionalism, just sometimes your brain logically to think, if I tell them to use the fraud, the company no exists, you can't find nowhere online. So we're going to call in the sky, or you're going to give me maybe a number. She said, so what would you like to do? So what I think, they have to sometimes listen people, they pay attention what the people saying, and if they're not competitive to do it something, for example, because they're working as well, and maybe they can't do it, so at least try to do something, or explain person, sorry, I'm working here, this is for our rules, I don't know, maybe I will pass you to my manager or my supervisor because I can't sort out this problem. That's it. But just listening person like this with the phone, because person talk and say, okay, and they say, sorry, I do apologize for inconvenience. I can't help you. This is not they're not sorting out anything. And this is also the bad reputation for the company as well. So
in all fairness, I was kind of saying, we are kind of picking out, almost cherry picking out different problems here and there with companies that we've had bad experiences with. But let's say out of 100, how would you rate overall from all the companies that you deal with in your life? If you were to give a number out of 100 overall, what would you say, generally speaking, the customer service that you're getting, what number would you give out of 100? If anyone's listening, by the way, stick it in the comments. What number out of 100 would you give for customer satisfaction, right? From the point of view of customer service.
10.
10 out of 100, really, of all the companies that you deal with.
Yeah, I mean, today it was a good experience. So that's where probably 5 of it came from. But generally, even from council tax to getting your bins changed, the simple things, no, nightmare. Yeah. Pain in the backside. Sorry, no.
So you're giving 10. Inessa?
I'll give a 10. I'll give a 10, and that's me being really generous.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So that's quite extremely, a 10. And Inessa?
Yeah, so me maybe 10, 15, something like this. I mean, there's some individual is really nice. Like I deal with in other companies, and it was misunderstanding something. Some people really was nice and helpful. Like they really try to help you. They try to pass you to manager, or what you're asking, they try to do it. But other one is just so difficult to deal, especially now with the COVID situation. Everyone who works online, they just try to make excuses. Kind
Does
of
it,
the viruses. Yeah.
does it
What about?
affect?
Sorry,
Sorry,
Doug.
go on.
No, you're asking. What about what's from? I mean, and let's just saying 10 to 15. I've said 10. Come on, Dove. Let's give us a ballpark figure.
Right. So it depends, but yeah, generally speaking, I would have given it something like 60.
Oh, okay.
Generally speaking, like I don't have everyday problems with the companies that I deal with, you know, and if I have to, you know, but the 40% really, really annoying. But I have a lot of, you know, companies that you deal with. So there's my computer company, my software company, my, you know, I don't know, my electrician, my tradesman, my, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on. So I don't have a lot of customer satisfaction problems, but there are a few, and when they're problematic, I find them extremely problematic. Does it affect how you view their product?
With my internet, yes. With my phone, not so much. With my phone, no. I don't think that doesn't. With my internet, it does. It affects my internet.
So if you have bad service, you're going to change internets.
Well, I've been having a bad service for a lot, but it's not just I belong to a neighborhood network as well, and everyone posts that Virgin just goes down a lot.
Yeah, I've heard them having a lot of problems with them.
And it's not cheap. From when I first got it to how it's gone now, it's probably over doubled in price. They just keep upping it, and that it's kind of like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
The speed might be good, but the speed's no good if you can't get the service, and also it fluctuates a lot as well.
Yeah, I think in that perspective, they need to get rid of the long-term contracts. That's got to go.
Yeah.
That's really got to go. But just to give you an idea, in July 2020, 77 out of 100, the population is saying. It's quite high, actually. It's going down, though. Going down from last year. It's gone down quite a bit from 2007.
Well, sorry, Dove. Sorry, 77% of people thought customer service was good.
The number they're giving is 77.
That think customer service is good.
Yeah. Well, the index, I don't know if they're saying it's good or not, but the highest was only 78.2. That's the highest it's ever been. So it's pretty high at the moment from the point of view of an index, right? What would you think the best companies are for company satisfaction in the whole country?
I don't know, like from my experience, I think like because I just went through this two bad experience which I have in my life, so probably that's why I rate like this. But for example, on my memory, when I deal, for example, with the shops like Amazon or Sainsbury's or Delivery or Morrison or like whatever, Waitrose and other shops, it always was good. I have very good feedback for them because they really deal with your problem. If, for example, they do your delivery home and they miss something, they replace, they refund you money. The same Amazon as well is really easy to deal with. It's like from my memory, because obviously you're forgetting the good customer service. I think sometimes like people give you good customer service, you're forgetting because it's easy for you. You just call, sort out, finished. But always remember that bad experience, which I had, for example, 2 bad experience, which is probably really affects me and to deal with, and yeah.
Yeah.
So when you said about good customer service, are we included like the fire brigade, the ambulance service?
Let go for it. Let's say it's not commercial, but let's see. What would you give? What would be your top? Who do you think the top is? Let's say commercial. Let's say commercial.
All right, commercial, the top. Gosh.
I like fire brigade because
No, yeah, we can't go there. We can't.
talk
We
American.
can't go fire brigade. We can't go.
Okay.
We've got to use
But the good customer service, they're very immediately like,
Yeah, yeah.
BT, Sky.
And what would be your favorite from the point of that? You know, not the national one, but yours.
Well, I'm not with either, so I can't. I'm just guessing.
I like
It's definitely not. It's definitely not Virgin.
Who would you give a shout? Who would you give your
company is good.
EE.
Yeah, it's really good. They really like. I like the customer service. I call them. They they really like. They do refunds. They even you sign something wrong with your network, they straight away put you extra money on it, and they put your bonus. Yeah, they're really quick and good.
Yeah, from my family, EE.
My favorite is Amazon.
Yeah.
I have had, I think, 100% brilliant response from Amazon. Now, I'm not saying from the Amazon as in phoning them up, because I've never done that, really, I don't think. But you don't need to, because you can do everything on it's all online.
Sometimes, Dove, you definitely need to call them up.
Have you had Amazon problems?
Well, I know that sometimes, in the past, I've had some issues. Issues, yeah.
So I that would be mine. But the national number ones are, any guesses?
No, go for it.
Well, this one is not surprising because somebody's told me I don't use them that much, but it's John Lewis.
Ah, okay.
John Lewis is good, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I would have thought that. Yeah, of course.
Along with Nationwide, which I don't have anything to do with, and First Direct, which I think is a insurance company, but I don't deal with them either. But these three are rated as the highest.
So, do you know what I was going to ask then? What is it they do that is so that's what I'm curious about, because surely as an organization, if you're looking at competition and if you were going to model something, you would model, if someone's rated, what is it they do? Because surely then you'd get much more good feedback from you get more customers coming to your, buying your products, because you're delivering that customer service, which is really important.
The only thing I know is I've got a friend who deals with John Lewis. I don't, but the one of the reasons why they recommended me to shop at John Lewis was because of their customer service. It wasn't necessarily because they got better products, because you can get the same products in other places, but apparently they really have. They go out of their way. There's I think maybe even sometimes they pick up things from your house, or that you can just send. They have apparently an amazing customer service.
Can I ask, Dove, is it John Lewis that, or I'm not sure, where if they say if you go buy a product there and you can find it cheaper somewhere else, they'll match it? I don't know if it's that. There's one of the stores that does that.
Okay, I don't know, but what I do know about John Lewis is that I don't know if all of them, but a lot of the workers, it's a kind of a cooperative in a way, but a lot of the workers are shareholders in the company.
Ah, okay.
So it's their business. So, you know, even if they're in you know, they're in sales or whatever it is that they're doing, just a little department, a cashier or whatever, it's their company. You know, they have a share in it. They're not just employees. And I think they call them, there's a name that they give them. They're not called employees. They're called, not sure, but something like, you know, some members or something
shareholders.
Like that.
Shareholders.
Yeah, something like that. But you know what I mean? So, but I think the point is, what you said, Mitchell, is we've got to look towards these companies who are getting high rates and say, what are they doing? And maybe it's because they're personally involved with the company, which might be a good strategy. And I think anybody watching this, whether you're on LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter or wherever it is, because we're on them all, you know.
I know.
YouTube. If you're running a
good customer service.
Yeah. If you're running, I think we're not selling anything, but I think we need to also give good customer service from the point of trying to find good quality content to give out, even though we're not asking for anything. But I think customer service should be part of our society even. I mean, we call it customer service when it's commercial. But yeah, waiting lists on the NHS, ambulance getting there under 7 minutes or whatever, fire engines getting there under a certain amount of time. These are all services that they have a custom, they have a clientele, and it's really important that we don't get complacent. And I think that is my message that I'd like to finish off tonight with is whatever it is that you are providing, commercial, public, just a service, whatever we are doing, don't get complacent and always strive for improving to give the people that are coming to you an even better service tomorrow. That's how I want to finish off tonight. What about you guys?
Inessa?
Yeah, I can say same, like to just improve service, just listen, just take on board the problems what the people complaining about and start to do some changes. And also because you're gonna save your time, you're gonna save the customer time, and yeah, it will make much easier life for everyone.
And I think I'd agree with both of you on that. But I think, yeah, listening is a priority. To listen, actively listen, not just, just let it go in. Really listen to the person who's actually talking to you. Have some empathy, and sometimes get off script and use your own brain to realise actually this doesn't make sense, or if you say you're going to do something, or you say you're going to follow up something, the least you can do is just follow it up, or at least again treat them how you'd want to be treated yourself, I guess.
Yeah, and Norman is sending in a shout out for Costco, 90%. So he likes shopping there, obviously. Not too happy about his utility companies, but he likes
Amazon 100.
Nice.
Giving Amazon top
marks. Top marks.
So top marks. So thank you to Norman for that.
Yeah, thanks, Norman.
And guys, this is it for this week.
Well, as always, it's been great seeing you guys.
Me too.
Yeah, it's been fun, and can't wait till next week.
Well, this is it till next week.
Absolutely, it is. Take care, people. Bye now.
Take care. See you later, Dove. Inessa, have a lovely evening.